first graders, welcome back to reading class with Miss 6. Today is Monday, October 19th, 2020. Our objective for today says, today I can identify the author's purpose for writing a text. The author's purpose, we're going to point to our heads like this. The author's purpose is all about pie. What? Well, we're always going to be thinking, why did the author, that's the person who writes books, why did the author write this book? So we're going to think pie. P stands for persuade, I stands for inform, and E stands for entertain. So if I look at P-I-E, that spells pie. So we're going to start with entertain. Entertain, we're going to go like this. Entertain is the author, the person writing the book is trying to tell us a story that we will enjoy. It'll make us happy, it'll make us laugh, maybe it's a little silly story. So some examples of books that are written to entertain are The Pout Pout Fish, and some books that we've read are If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, No David, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. So these are going to be stories that are made up to entertain us. So we have stories that are fiction and stories that are non-fiction. And we've talked a little bit about this. Stories that are fiction are going to have characters that aren't real people, like SpongeBob. SpongeBob is not a real person. He's a fiction character. Fiction means fake. In real life, this is what a sponge looks like. So this is non-fiction. Or we have Elsa over here. She is a real person, but she's a cartoon character. So she's not real like this little girl is real. So fiction, fake, non-fiction, real. And fiction stories are going to be the ones we're looking for to entertain us. So we're going to read a story that is fiction, and it's going to have some monsters in it. Now when you think about monsters, are monsters fiction or non-fiction? Monsters are fiction. They're not real, but we can see some movies and books with monsters, and monsters are usually supposed to be scary, right? What do you think monsters are scared of? If monsters are the ones scaring people, are they scared of anything? Well, I know that in Monsters, Inc., Sully was scared of the little girl. So monsters can be scared of a few things. In our book today, it's called The Big Bad Bubble, and we're going to read about some monsters and find out what they're scared of. You may not know this, but when a bubble pops up, it doesn't just disappear. It reappears in La La Land, where the monsters live. For some reason, all the big, scary monsters are terrified of bubbles. Ah! Yerbert, what's the matter? Fruitful, why are you running away? Wumpus, stop crying. Tell Wumpus to stop crying. Turns out it's all Mogo's fault. When he was little, a chewing gum bubble attacked his face. Since then, all he can talk about is how dangerous bubbles are. Are you scared of bubbles? I'm not scared of bubbles. That's kind of funny that monsters are scared of bubbles. Bubbles are sneaky. You never hear them coming. When there's one bubble, there are many bubbles. They travel in packs. Summer is the worst time for bubbles. That's when they go into a feeding frenzy. Don't listen to Mogo. He has no idea what he's talking about. And Mogo says, today's lesson, bubble facts. They're sneaky, they travel in packs, and they come out during summer. I'll admit, it's a bit surprising when a bubble suddenly appears out of nowhere, but that's part of the deal with living in La La Land. On the plus side, donuts grow on trees, and the rent is cheap. For rent, $26 per month. I wonder why rent is so cheap. Hey look, here comes a bubble now. Yerbert, stop running around in circles. You have giant fangs. Fruitful, climb down from that tree. Look at your claws. You have pointy claws. Wumpus, get out from under those covers. You're much too big for that bed anyhow. They're really, really scared, all of them. He even has big fangs, sharp claws, and he's a big monster, and they're still scared. Bubbles kill thousands of monsters every year. No, they don't. Oh, yeah? Prove it. Look, here's a bubble. It's just a thin layer of soap and water wrapped around a ball of air. It's soft and delicate, and it couldn't hurt a fly. You could pop it with a little finger. See? Yerbert, use your fangs. Fooful, use your claws. They're popping the bubbles. So do you think they're going to be scared anymore? Wumpus, don't be scared. It's just a teeny tiny... Oh wait, that's kind of a big one. He's a goner. Quiet, Mogo. Go on, Wumpus, you can do it. Tell Wumpus he can do it. Kaboom! See, Mogo? Mogo doesn't know what he's talking about. There's no reason to be afraid. Enjoy your bubble gum, Yerbert. Have fun popping your bubble wrap, Fruitful. What is bubble gum and bubble wrap? They're other kinds of bubbles, and now they're not scared. Oh boy, that is a big bath full of bubbles, Wumpus. Tell Wumpus to save some water for the fish. Splash! Fine, maybe bubbles aren't so dangerous after all. Butterflies, on the other hand. The Truth About Butterflies by Mogo Pogo. The end. That story was so silly. That big monsters can be scared of something so little, and then they get scared of butterflies. So when we're thinking about these kinds of books that are fiction, why would the author write this book? I think the author wrote this book to entertain us. It's supposed to be silly and help us enjoy reading, which we did. That was a good book. So your assignment is going to be a Google form, and I'm going to show you some pages of different books, and you're going to have to tell me if you think it's written to entertain us or not. All right. Thank you guys for a great lesson, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.